What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the VetRise podcast. Man, it's been a while. Yesterday was my birthday, and thank you for all the birthday wishes from everybody. I appreciate it. And I was thinking about doing an episode yesterday, and I was sitting there, and the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I want to wait until my birthday's over. Why? Just because I want to collect my thoughts on my year, and I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush it. I want to take my time with it, and I want to give it the love that it deserves. So I want to reflect on this past year. And this past year, I had some of the biggest changes of my life. About 4 days ago, my business hit our 3-year anniversary. We have been doing this VetRise thing for 3 years now, coaching, and we have had some beautiful clients. It has been an amazing journey, and as awesome as it's been, I know that it's going to get even better. So I'm excited for the 3-year anniversary that we hit, but I'm also very excited to hit the 5-year and the 10-year and the 20-year anniversary. Like, I know that we are solid. I know that we have established ourselves in the industry. I know that we're the number one veteran coaching business out there. And I know that we're going to be here for life. We are a staple to the veteran society now. And that's a good thing. Like, that's without a question. So now I can focus on the other things. I can focus on the bigger things, right? I can focus on getting my brand out there more, speaking my mind more, knowing that I have a following big enough to speak my opinion on and know that my words won't be twisted, that it's okay to have an opinion. And, you know, what people call controversial is just something that people don't agree with. So nothing is really controversial. It's just not the popular opinion. And that's not a bad thing. You should be willing to have an unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. There we go. You should be willing to have an unpopular opinion, because when you do, you're not tied to people judging you. You're not tied to validation. You're not tied to trying to fit into this room that they put you in. And some of the unpopular opinions that I have is that veterans really are our own worst enemies. We treat ourselves worse than civilians sometimes treat us. And other veterans too. But I'll be honest with you, too many veterans think that they are in this lonely chapter. And they're actually not. Too many veterans get out of the military and they think that they are in this lonely chapter, and they go on YouTube and they watch all these fucking YouTube videos, the lonely chapter this, and they think that the world is against them and that everybody wants to just destroy them, and it's them versus the world, and it's not. And it's a lie. And it is propagated by other veterans to other veterans, and every time that it gets worse and worse and worse. So what I'm here to talk about with you today is I'm going to explain to you what the lonely chapter actually is and why you're not in it. But I have good news for you. By the end of this podcast, you can decide to be in it, because you will have a better understanding of what it is and what to do to actually get there. The lonely chapter is not you leaving the military and then feeling lonely and then keeping people in your life that are going to make you better by telling you that it's not your fault, that it's okay to have a beer here and there, that it's okay to miss workouts, that it's okay to not take it so seriously. The lonely chapter doesn't happen when you decide that you're going to quit your job, or that you decide that you're going to start a business, or that you decide that you're going to leave a marriage, and then you don't do the thing. You keep putting it off. And you put it off because even though you said you're going to do something, there are still people that doubt you, and somehow you think that you need their validation or their permission. That is not the lonely chapter. The lonely chapter does not start when you keep 2 or 3 friends in your life that you should cut off, that you don't. Why? Just because they're veterans? Why? Just because they helped you in the past and now you feel like you owe them? Why? You don't even know why. You just keep them around. But if you think for 1 minute that you are in the lonely chapter, but you still have a friend in your life that you wouldn't want your son or your daughter being friends with, you are sadly mistaken, my friend. You are not. in the lonely chapter. You are doing everything that you can to prevent yourself being in the lonely chapter. You see, the lonely chapter scares people. But it doesn't have to be a very long chapter. It can be as short as you want it to. You are dragging it out because you think you're in it when you're not even in it. You see, I had a friend that I had to leave. I had to cut this friend off. Someone that I knew for 10 years. Who, when I look back, I realized that this was not a good person. There were things in my life that he had done to me that hurt. But because this was a person that I had just kept with me because everybody expected me to be his friend because nobody else wanted to, because he had been there for me, because he had manipulated situations so that I felt like I needed him, it kept me from actually going into the lonely chapter. And the moment I did that, the moment I cut this friend off, I was able to cut off other people as well that did not deserve to be in my life. And then the world opened up for me. And I was able to find and see the real people that should be in my life. The lonely chapter was rather short for me. The lonely chapter was rather short for me because the moment that I removed everybody from the table that did not deserve to be there, the people that actually wanted to sit at that table, that were just craving for a space to open up because there was a bunch of slobs at the table that they didn't want to sit with as they shouldn't, spots opened up. They came and they sat. And I realized that the only reason why they weren't there before is because I couldn't see myself having these people in my life because I was comparing myself to the people that I had in my life. You can't attract a 10 as a partner if all the people that you hang out with are 5s. Because even if you feel like you're a 7, you will never feel like a 10 because you're comparing yourself to the people in your life that are 5s. And if they're mediocre, you best believe that they are infecting you with that mediocrity as well. You best believe that the things that they do, you pick up on and you replicate them as well. You best believe that if they judge you for something, you're going to feel judged and hurt, and therefore you won't try doing the thing without realizing that that's their shit. That you're pushing them out of their comfort zone, and that's why they're doing what they're doing. They may cheer for you in public, but in private, these people want your downfall. And sometimes it's subconscious. They don't really want you to fail, at least not publicly. But every time that the people at your table see that you are doing better, the friends that you still keep, that you won't get rid of so you can actually go into the lonely chapter, these people see you win in whatever you're doing, and you remind them of their failures. You remind them of when they couldn't. You remind them of why they're not special. They're just like everybody else. They're mediocre. Because if they couldn't do it, but you can, how is it? How is it possible? And they'll just blame society. They'll blame somebody else. They'll tell you, don't do this because when I tried. Or don't do that because, listen, I know all about that. Or don't do this because it's bullshit. It's lies. It's lies. And veterans do it to themselves more than anybody else. Because veterans get out and they listen to veterans. And veterans get out and not only do they listen to other veterans, those other veterans that are stuck in the negative cycle of wanting to be a part of the military, they want to find new veterans to share their bullshit thoughts with. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some amazing mentors out there that are veterans, but the thing is, they are very rare. Because the majority of veterans get stuck in this cycle. And now this is where people will come at me. This is where people will say, well, it's not the majority. I argue that it is. And I argue that we have to accept that. Because if our suicide numbers are higher than other areas of this world that we're in, I argue that the sooner we accept that, the sooner we can change that. Do not get offended if I tell you that majority of veterans get stuck in this cycle of not being able to separate themselves for the service, and then they have to find a new veteran to share their negative thoughts with, whether it's on social media or in this world. Do not get upset with that. Understand that maybe that's what happened to you. Be different. I'm not comparing you to the veteran that is talking bad to other veterans. And if that's triggering you, maybe it's true. But be willing to be different. Remove those people from your life and then intentionally go into the lonely chapter, because I'm telling you, the lonely chapter is the only way, because you are not alone. You are just on your own. That's when real change happens. That's where you find out what you are made of. That's where you really have a breakthrough. That's where you level up. It's not from anywhere else. It's not from anywhere else. Every time that I've had a real breakthrough, every time that I've had a moment of clarity, it's when I've had the courage to be disliked. It's when I had the courage to be happy, because I understood that to get new people at my table, I have to be willing sometimes to not just only remove the people at my table. Sometimes I have to leave the goddamn room. Be willing to be the little fish in the big pond. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone. Be willing to let yourself feel like you don't belong in the room, because I promise you, if your perspective can slowly start to shift and you can realize that, God damn it, do you belong in that room? Why would you not? You'll start to belong in these rooms. And when you belong in those rooms, you'll realize you belong in every room. You can do anything you want. You can get any position you want. You can get any relationship that you work for. You can get anything in life. You are not limited just because you are a veteran. That is just a chapter of your life, but you are so much more. You are so much more. Look around. I don't have a bunch of military stuff all over my walls. I love my background. I work hard on this. I have a little shadow man right there, because that's also a chapter of my life. I was a scout sniper in the Marine Corps, and I'm very proud of that. But it doesn't envelop my entire life. I don't wear my Hawk's tooth anymore, right? It's up there. It's right there. It's okay. It's okay. Go into the lonely chapter. Don't be afraid of it. You are not alone. You are just on your own, and that is okay, because you can't make room for the new people in your life until you actually have space in your life. Remove the negative people, cut them off, break free from them, let go, let them find somebody that wants to drink with them every weekend. It's not you anymore. Remove them. You don't owe them anything. Go into the lonely chapter and be excited about it. And be excited about it because now you have more time to dedicate to yourself, to what you want to do, and then open up your eyes to what's possible. Because newsflash, everything is possible now. When you have a breakthrough in one area, freaking double down on it. I have the best time in the world when I see one of my clients have a breakthrough, because I can see their eyes light up. And I know that they're about to go on this roller coaster of a ride. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be scary, but it's going to change them in a positive way. And when you have that breakthrough, there's levels. It still takes time. You still got to go up and down, up and down. It doesn't necessarily just get easier, but it gets more fun. You understand that it's part of the ride. You enjoy the journey. There is nothing wrong with the lonely chapter. You have to go through it. It is part of the process. So stop avoiding it. Stop keeping those people around in your life that you know are just hurting you. And you know who they are. I don't have to give you a criteria of what someone is or shouldn't be. You know damn well. You know damn well. But you keep lying to yourself of why you keep them around. Nobody's going to change it for you. Not them. Not somebody you know. You. You are the only thing that is in your way. Success is just on the other side of you taking action and just making a decision and then doing it. Make a decision and then take the action. OODA loop, right? Observe. Decide. Oh no, I already messed up OODA loop. Observe, orient, decide, act. There we go. That's better. All right. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Share this podcast with someone that needs to hear this. I think you know deep down inside that the shit that I am saying, as crazy as it is, maybe there's something to it. And I think that's worth sharing. Take care, everybody.